UTC officials crack down on a student who leaves COVID isolation to come to campus.
And health experts work to trace COVID exposure at a nearby apartment complex.
Plus, a long-last commencement, virtually. You'll get a sneak peek. I'm Shirley Lundy.
And I'm Madison Toon, and your news starts now. UTC health officials tracked down COVID-19 exposure at an apartment building that borders our campus. They say the exposure started August 17th at Douglas Heights. The complex is located across MLK Boulevard from campus on Douglas Street. The period of possible exposure lasted until this past Wednesday. Health officials recommend anyone who lived in or visited Douglas Heights between those dates needs to get tested.
Meanwhile, a student who violated campus COVID directives has been suspended. Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs Yancey Freeman says the student refused to stay isolated off campus because of COVID-19 exposure. Instead, the student ignored the directive and came to campus. That student is now on temporary suspension. Let's look at the UTC COVID-19 dashboard. We currently have 112 open cases with 118 closed. You can get that information at blog.utc.edu/coronavirus. Remember to wash your hands, stay 6 feet apart, and wear a face mask.
President Donald Trump accepted his party's renomination on the South Lawn of the White House. Ivanka Trump introduced her father last night. The president walked out with his wife, Melania, to a crowd, packed with loyal followers. Despite the pandemic, most in the tightly packed crowd did not wear masks. Trump's speech hit on some common and popular themes, like honoring the American flag.
The Republican Party will remain the voice of the patriotic heroes who keep America safe and salute the American flag.
This kicks off the last leg of the presidential campaign, with Trump scheduled to crisscross the nation with appearances.
Hurricane Laura struck the Gulf Coast of the United States this week. The storm hit the western part of Louisiana, going into the eastern parts of Texas. In 2 hours, the storm ripped through 4 towns in Louisiana. This was a Category 4 hurricane with winds moving 150 miles per hour. There has been 1 confirmed death caused by the storm destruction, and there are thousands in the area without power. The storm also caused a chemical fire in Lake Charles.
U.S.-based users of WeChat are trying to sue President Donald Trump to block an order that will bar access to the popular Chinese app. The complaint is being brought by the U.S. WeChat Users Alliance and other users who rely on the app for work and staying in touch with family members in China. They are opposing the orders by Trump that would ban interactions with Chinese users of WeChat and TikTok, and possibly remove both apps from the iOS store and Google Play. The alliance thinks that their order would violate users' freedom of speech, and it would harm people who rely on it, since it is the only app around with an interface designed for Chinese speakers. The executive orders will be put into effect on September 20th. Mocs, we all know how excited you were for the 2020-2021 football season, and there's a chance to see them once in action this fall. Weeks ago, the Southern Conference made the executive decision to postpone all fall sports, and they could resume in the spring. Well, UTC Athletics announced this past Monday that despite the season being postponed, they are playing 1 game against Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The time now is to be determined, but to keep up with all sports updates, you can download the new Go Mocs app that gives all of our supporting Mocs easy access.
Has all that sitting on Zoom and bending over screens gotten to your back? Are you in need of a doctor's help? Well, fear not, Mocs. The Department of Physical Therapy is offering free treatment to all students, staff, and faculty. You can call Student Health Services at 423-425-2266 to schedule an appointment. For more information, you can email ptclinic@utc.edu.
UTC's Student and Family Engagement Office hosted a virtual involvement fair this past Tuesday with a few organizations on campus. Each organization had the opportunity to talk about their org and how students can be involved if they are interested. If you missed out on any information from the involvement fair, you can go on mocsinc.org and search for any organization that was on that list. Each org has a profile with a primary contact person you can get in touch with for further inquiry. The Student and Family Engagement Office will be hosting 4 more sessions in the month of September, so be sure to check your email and register on MocsSync to attend a session that will best interest you.
The Center for Student Wellbeing teamed up with some local restaurants to treat our Mocs and give them a midweek boost. The CSW hosted the Treat Yourself event to raise awareness about student resources related to mental and behavioral health and suicide prevention. They partnered with Frios Pops and No Bake Cookie Dough. They spread the word at Heritage Plaza. Students could swing through and get a free sweet treat, a goodie bag full of UTC gear, and information about on-campus resources.
It's certainly not what most wanted, but the spring and summer graduates of UTC will get to celebrate their achievements with a virtual commencement that starts this Sunday. Here's a preview of what they will see.
Once I knew life moves too fast. Take a million pictures, live inside the photographs. 'Cause colors stay, but we have changed. And when our hearts are heavy, you know I love you all the same. Yeah, we go way back, where we started from. We were hometown heroes, high enough for everyone. Yeah, we go way back, where we started from. Oh, we used to say it's one for all and all for one.
That's it for this edition of Mocs News. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to keep up with us on our Facebook page.
We are also on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Have a great weekend.